at a time. So I have a sneaky suspicion, okay, that a lot of the turmoil we experience as women on the journey of becoming who God has called us to be comes from the tension between that past that we are holding on to, the present, and that ideal future that we always imagined. I think that we wrestle with who we once were and who we think we should be and the reality of right now. And listen, full disclosure, I am turning 47, okay? And over the past few years and my experiences and conversations with friends, especially in the last while, I realized that something happens in your 30s and your 40s. You start to confront your past and the weight of it, and you really start to reckon with reality and the present. Now, in my 20s, everything was ideal. The ideal family, the ideal job. I had a passion for families and children, so I became a social worker. And then when I became a mom, I quickly realized that, girl, you know that patience that you thought you had? You don't have it. I had held so tightly to the perfect Clarinda, perfect family, perfect life, and perfect everything that, man, I was exhausted. And so much happened in my life to shake me out of that state of ideal living and the perfection. Guys, in 2024, it was a year that I had to take a step back and ask myself, Clarinda, how much of all of this can you actually carry into the future? Some of what I've been holding on to, some of them are not even mine to carry. Some of the stuff belongs to our parents, people's expectations, past disappointment that no longer serve us. And that need for unburdening and letting go became so significant and real to me. And I know that you can relate to this. I don't know where you are at, but I think there's these moments we find ourselves where we know we have to let go and yield to God instead of bow down to perfection. We know we can't carry the past anymore. It's too exhausting, and we can't be slaves to the future either. It's idolatry. So I want to give 3 keys that I've learned that have really helped me move forward. Here's what I've learned, and I really believe that if we truly want to step into who God has created us to be and glorify Him, we need to confront these 3 things. Firstly, childhood disappointment and hurts. This is a huge one because whether we realize it or not, so many of us are still carrying the weight of our younger selves. That little girl on the inside who maybe felt rejected, alone, who experienced loss. Man, the one who had to look out for herself and watch her back. For me, my parents got divorced when I was 12, and this had a profound impact on me. I learned that people could leave. I learned that stability wasn't guaranteed, that trust was this fragile thing, and it shaped the way I navigated relationships, even into when I got married. But here's the truth, that ideal picture of the childhood that I wish didn't take place wasn't my fault. I had to acknowledge that real people and real choices have affected me, but they do not necessarily have to define my future. And so the path to disentangling myself from those cords was forgiveness. Releasing people so that I'm no longer hooked to the past and other people's stories, to be honest. Sometimes we are holding on to things, we are holding on to people, we are holding on as though those things will heal us. And yet the healing comes when we release people, we release the disappointments, we let it go, and we entrust ourselves into God's hands. We don't do it because people deserve it, but we are doing it because we are refusing for other people's stories and narratives to become our own. And so I want to ask you, what past disappointments and hurts do you need to let go of? The second key is that, man, I don't know about you, but often God gets on my case. When I'm pointing fingers everywhere, He looks me straight in the eye and He asks me, Clarinda, what are you going to take responsibility for? Ownership, taking ownership, means that I don't see myself as a victim. I see myself as part of glorifying God and being part of the story that He's writing. I remember when I was at university, I had this poster in my dorm. It was of a boat at sea about to launch, and it said as a caption, "The choices we make, not the chances we take, determine our destiny." And ladies, this stuck with me because whether we realize it or not, every single day we are making choices. The choices that I'm making today is me creating history for my children. We can either choose to build our lives on the truth of God's word, live according to the values of His kingdom, step into the calling that He has given us without carrying the weight of proving something to anyone. Or, right, can either do this, or we can try to fix that past, be a slave to it, live for the approval of others, let our fears literally chase after you and dictate your actions for now, right? And this brings me to that third and final key. Decide where your life will point. Decide what is the bigger story here that your life and my life is meant to be telling. Are we making choices that glorify God, or are we making choices to glorify ourselves, exalt ourselves as the proven story? Are we trying to prove something? Are we trying to outrun the past? Are we trying to perform our way into a version of ourselves that we can finally say, "You are worthy"? Or are we surrendering to live life that reflects the beauty, the grace, and the goodness of God in our lives and just be recipients of it? I want you to take a moment today as we wrap things up to reflect on these three questions. Maybe journal, maybe drink a cup of tea and discuss with a friend. Firstly, what are the disappointments and hurts in your past that you need to let go of so that you can move forward in freedom? Number two, what choices and decisions are you making to take ownership of today? Don't get stuck in blaming. Take action. What were you supposed to take action of yesterday? And then thirdly, what is your life pointing to? Is it going to point to yourself, or will it point to God? Take a moment and let's continue these conversations. The comments are there. I'd love to hear your thoughts and reflections. I really hope this conversation brought clarity and encouragement to your journey. If it did, please be sure to subscribe and share it with someone else. I'll see you in the next Clear Notes. Thanks for joining me.
Train her